Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we are here. It's Wife Talk. Wife Talk Tuesday
Tuesday.
is here.
That's
Yes.
right.
Come on, honey. Listen, even though I know everybody got started on Monday, getting started for the work week, I still feel like, we still at the top of the week. We are still helping you get things going. We are still helping you get in here with these conversations about mind, money, and marriage. So
Yes.
for everybody who's here, come on in, come on in. If this is your first time, let us know in the chat. We would love to say hello. If you have been here before, I need y'all to like this broadcast, share it out to other people, tag a wife or somebody who wants to be a wife, and let them know, come on in, because I'm telling y'all, S. Marie, honey, is bad to the bone with that advice, baby. She is giving, honey, y'all some information that will help you be successful. Y'all hear me? I'm putting all of, she giving you information to help you be successful in your marriage. And I'm telling y'all, she is so good at what she does. And so I love being here. I'm just here to, just be working the thing and just telling y'all, hey, and I just let her do what she do, right? How
You
are you,
did
S.
not
Marie?
even put all that on me. Now you come with them gems, baby. You be like a hot pocket. You just roll it on through when we least expect it. Don't give me all the credit. I am equally yoked on this podcast. Okay, we both
Yay!
talk wife
Listen,
talk.
and look at the segue to the equally yoked thing, girl.
Yeah.
Because tonight we have a wife confession. So if y'all
That's
don't know about the wife confessions, baby, you better ask somebody what
right,
that
right.
is.
So
As
let's
Marie, tell the
give
people
it to 'em.
what the wife confession is.
All right, let's give it to them. So, if you have not been on our podcast before, as my lovely co-host said, we talk about wife things. If you are a wife, planning to be a wife, want to be a wife, whatever your situation is, we offer guidance, advice. We just want to talk about the things that wives want to talk about, or single ladies who plan to be wives. We want to know what you are thinking of, what you feel, whatever. Just pour it on out, write us a life confession, and all it is you submit a letter, and we will put that link in the chat today because we keep forgetting a love, and we need to be better at doing that. So
Yes.
shame on me, but we definitely want to do that. But here it is. All we do is you provide us some conversation or a conversation piece, and we provide our 2 cents, our feedback. We give you some coaching, some personal experience, and we want to help you build and grow in your relationships or your relationships to come. So that is what our wife talk, wife confession is. And
Yes.
today we got a good one.
Oh, babe, wait a minute. Let me just say this. Last week's baby was fire. You hear me? The conversation was hot, not just from even the wife talk confession, but even everybody that was in the chat. I'm telling you, they were running through, giving us great advice, sharing some of their personal experiences, with people who were, part of the swinging community. So I'm telling y'all, if you missed that one,
Go
you need
back.
to go back and catch the replay because it was good, good. It was good.
Right. And look, and I would be remiss if I did not say shout out to our regulars, Miss Regina,
Yes.
Kelly A. Bowens, Joanna. We love y'all. We appreciate your
Yes.
communication, your feedback. That's right. Blowing you kisses, lovely ladies, because you guys are very vital in these conversations because you
Mm-hmm.
are married or have been married and you offer wonderful and valuable input. So we want to
Yes.
give you your flowers today because we appreciate you making our podcast successful because again we want to be of service. So
Yeah.
with that being said,
Let's get it.
you ready? Let's get it off because we only got 30 minutes and we start to go over all the time, which is okay, but we want to get time to have this conversation tonight.
Yes.
So let's read it. Okay, it says I'm single, looking for Mr. Right, but I do know I don't know when I how do I know when I meet the right one? Please forgive me. And if he is the one, how do I know he's not seasonal? And when I do, how will I know if he is my soulmate or if we are equally yoked? I only want to marry once and for love. Help me. Mm.
Whew, child. Look, go ahead, Esmery. I know you got something for them. I know you got something for the people on that one.
Well, I will start off by saying when you find your soulmate, it's going to feel really good. There is no, oh, this is how you're going to know, this is how you're going to know. There's a plethora of things that will help you find the right mate. So one, and I took some notes. So if I look this way, just know that I'm paying attention. I want to get all the good stuff that I took down. So you want to make sure there's one, you said you want to marry for love. So make sure there's some emotion there. Make sure that you are sensitive to his needs and he is also sensitive to yours. Make sure that you guys have a connection. Make sure that you the same things. You don't want to find someone who is the polar opposite. Now there are situations where that works, but you want to make sure that there is a sense of ease when you guys are, hanging out. You're not doing something that he wants to do and you hate it. You want to find something that both of you like to do and you enjoy doing it. And then pay attention to just different aspects of your life. Like, do you feel that person is trustworthy? And I won't just talk to the ladies, just in case the male sees this or you share this with your spouse. I'll talk to both of you. Make sure that you can trust each other. Make sure that you're compatible in goals, your values, your lifestyle, what you believe in. Are you both Christians? Is there a non-denominational or Seven-Day Adventist? Whatever your religion is, make sure it's something that you two can work with. I know plenty of couples who don't have the same religion, but they still find a way to make it work. So it's very important to just make sure you have those conversations beforehand. But also make sure that that person loves and respects you. Last week, that's right. So make sure that person loves and respects you, and you equally love and respect that person as well. And when you're getting to know this person, finding your soulmate, you want to make sure that you guys have conversations about your future plans. Like I said, the goals and the lifestyle and the beliefs, that's great. But talk about family. Do you want children? Do you not want children? How do you want your children to be raised? Doris said, I call 21 questions. Absolutely. It's very important to ask a lot of questions, and you don't just put it all at one time. You definitely want to take your time and over time talk about these things. It's not a one night type of situation. There might be things that come through in your life, or when you're out you may see something, hear something, and you want to take those opportunities to have conversations about what you just saw, how your reaction was, how their reaction was. You want to make sure that you guys can respond and gel well to one another, because that's going to be key. He may be, high on life, and you might be a little depressed. Can he balance you out? But can you also balance him out? And, again, getting back to the family about kids, but also see how he values his parents, his siblings, his friends, see what his priorities are. Those are going to be some key aspects of growth and prosperity within a relationship. So it's always important to make sure you ask those, as Doris said, those 21 questions. It's important to make sure that you guys can, get into conversations and talk about how you will resolve a situation or handle a situation. So there are so many things that you can, discuss about how you're finding your mate. And it's, again, it's questions, it's atmosphere, but most importantly, I will say this: use your intuition. That's going to be key. If it feels good, keep flowing. If something is off, pay attention, be observative, watch him in action with other people, i.e., his mother, sister, brother, cousin, whomever, people in the street that he or she may not know. You want to make sure that you watch their body language and just observe the person in general. And those are things to me, that's how you would find your mate, because you want to make sure that you're okay with all of these reactions, these words, and check he or she out when there is an attitude, when they're angry. Check out all those different aspects of being around this person 24/7. I want to know what makes you tick, right? But I also want to know what makes you happy. So when you think about equally yoked, you have to think about a lot of things. And again, there is no perfect marriage, no perfect person, female or male, but what you want to do is make your relationship as perfect as can be for you and your mate. Hey, love, what do you have?
I'm sorry, I was trying to get off me. I was looking at Miss Doris says, honey, take him to God.
Oh,
And that right there, baby, is some of
key.
the best advice I can tell you. But I will say, when you're thinking about your soulmate, when you're thinking about who am I going to spend the rest of my life with, when you're thinking about are we equally yoked, my first thing I want to tell somebody is you got to know you first and foremost. When I say that, I mean you got to know what are your deal breakers. what what is it that you're looking for? Do you really want children? Do you know how many children you want? Because you can't give a man who wants a whole baseball team and you just want to have only child. So it's a lot of things that we get into relationships with people, and then you're trying to figure it out in the middle of a relationship. I'm
Yeah.
saying, as you're single, spend time with you so you know what you're looking for. So you know what you're um you know what it is when you hear it. You know what it is because your spirits start connecting, because you realize that, okay, we're on the same way. Like I feel the same. Like I love family. So, I need a family oriented man. I don't know, need somebody who's going to be like, oh, yeah, you going to see mama now, man. What? Or that's okay if they're okay with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that each of you don't complete each other, but you complement each other, because you're a whole being by yourself. You can complete your own self. You don't need somebody to complete you. So once you figure out who you are and you can show up strong in your relationship, then you know what you can and cannot tolerate. And as you start getting connected with somebody in conversations, it makes sense. Make it make sense, so that as you go through life, and I'm also back up and say, now I know that Lakeisha said, honey, intuition is essential. You meet people and off the rip, you think like, so let me say this, and this is not soulmate information, but let's just say how you can tell something. Y'all know how now this is the age of scammers, right? And y'all know that there's plenty of people that come on and they scam the mess out of you, right? Well, y'all know that when you look at somebody on your messenger and they come in and say, hey, and they act like, so somebody did this with my daughter, right? And they were just like, hey, I need you to send me some money. I'm stuck and I need such and such or whatever. So can you send it to me? So I'm thinking to myself, like, number one, my daughter don't talk like that. How the way that they phrased it, I know that's not my child. If she needed something, she's not going to tell me from somebody. She's not going to do all that. You have to look at the language. Sometimes the wording or whatever is off. And so you start to think that, you coming from my friend's page, but you ain't sounding like my friend.
Right.
Same thing. That's how your intuition should kick in. Like something is not quite right about the conversation. You may be handsome. I might even want to have sex with you, but that doesn't mean that you're somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with. So we got to know how to dial it back and start thinking of, are you going to make a good father to my children? And
Right.
are you somebody I can take home to my mother? My mother's going to be like, I love you guys together. I see that he brings you peace. Or if you're a mother with your son, I see this young lady brings my son peace. She makes sure that, his well-being is secure. She looks out for him. And if he's suffering from some type of health issue, she's making sure to stay on top of it. You want to be able to know that it's not just physical attraction that determines a soulmate, because y'all know you can be with people, and just because the sex is good doesn't mean that this is somebody you need to be with forever. You need to look beyond the physical attraction to their mind. How do they think about things? How do they handle such situations? Are they somebody who flips up and flies off the handle because you didn't do something when you said you was going to do it? You got to spend time, and your spirit will connect, and you will start feeling like, I feel it's something. I can't even describe it, but I feel it when I'm with this person. And
Yes.
I haven't felt it with anybody else before. A
Yes.
person who is your soulmate, you should feel comfortable with them. You should feel at ease with them. You
Yes.
should be able to trust them 100%. I read one of the articles that says unconditional love.
Mm.
It's so many things in there. And when you talk about equally and unequally yoked, like Esmery said, we vibe well off each other. And what we do you vibe well off of each other? Is
Mm.
this somebody who has you stressed out? Like, is he talking to somebody? What is he doing? Where is he going? What did he say? Is he saying? That's not your soulmate. If you got to check phones and check all this stuff and play I Spy and inspect the gadget and, all these double O joint, James Bond 007, no, your soulmate is not going to have you out here stressed out and overwhelmed. That's not going to be it. That's not how you want to live life. You know what I'm saying? When
Absolutely.
you take something to God is not about chaos and confusion. So you shouldn't, your soulmate is not going, he's not going to bring you somebody who's your soulmate that keeps that feeling of inadequacy or low self-esteem, or they play on your emotion, or they gaslight you. None of those things are going to happen if this person is somebody who's meant to be with you for the rest of your life. That's not how that happens.
Yeah.
So Yeah,
Wait a minute. I just got to roll it back. Hey, love, did you say? I'm sorry, y'all. She said Inspector Gadget.
baby, yes, baby. Can't be running around here doing all that. If that's your soulmate, girl, we ain't doing that.
Listen, no Inspector Gadget. Listen, you took
Oh,
me back. If you guys don't know about Inspector Gadget, Google him. Okay, that was a great cartoon. Um, but absolutely, I love that. She said James Bond.
James
That
Bond, baby, 007. We
part,
can't be out here being 007 unless we're
exactly.
doing it together. Look, now both of y'all like to be spies and y'all want to go out here, honey, and be spying on and doing some other stuff. Now that might be your soulmate because y'all go out here and do this thing together. But
Exactly.
you
Lakeisha
can't be
said
out here doing that.
before honeymooning. There you go. I love that. And I had
Yes.
to roll it back because that was crucial. A love, that's really important to anyone. You don't want to feel like you are in a rat race, trying to figure it out. What are they doing? What do they think? No, everything, and you need to be transparent. But again, someone else said the same thing. Use your intuition. If it
Yeah.
doesn't feel right, something is not right. Use your exactly, it's very essential. You want to make sure if you see any red flags, your antennas need to rise. Just like, back in the day, you had your antennas on the TV. You can't have no fuzzy moments. You definitely have to have those antennas rise to the occasion because, if you have that discord beforehand, what do you think is going to happen after the fact, right? So if you have this great relationship, great. That if you can talk, you can enjoy life with that person. You seem, as you said, equally yoked. I love that. You said equally yoked, but there is a lot of things that allows you to become equally yoked, and you have to pay attention. And I love that. Lakeisha said, if he's broken, he will break you, and vice versa. So pay attention up front. Absolutely. Though observation is going to be your best friend. That's going to be
Mm,
right hand girl, right? Because you want to make sure that you're paying attention. Because when other people come around you that know and love you, what do you think they're doing? They're paying attention. They're not just sitting, oh, he's so nice. She says he's wonderful. If someone brings someone around me, I am paying attention. My eyes are open. I don't want your man. I'm just paying attention because I don't like bad vibes around me. So I have to be prepared mentally,
right.
what I'm going to encounter. I want to understand their language of communication, their demeanor. I want to make sure that I understand that. And you said something else about, just the relationship. And it was last week when we talked about soul ties. It
Mhm,
brings me to today
mhm.
because you used the word skinship.
Yes.
And a lot of times we get into relationships thinking, oh, this is my guy, this is my girl, it's
Baby.
phenomenal, it's going to work. And you're looking at it from a physical standpoint. Keep in mind, they're not going to look like that 20 and 50 years down the road. Now, if they do and they work out faithfully and, it's all good for you, that's great. But take in consideration that they will not always look the same. There are things that can transpire health wise, mentally, physically, that can change. And you want to make sure that there's true love there so it does not change the dynamic of your relationship in regards to your feelings and your emotions. So make sure that you truly love that person, and you can love that person if they had some sort of ailment that happened on later in life. You want to make sure that there is nothing that is going to deter you from being in this relationship with this individual. Do not just look at the physical, because just because he or she
Please.
looks good, don't be surprised
Baby.
when you get behind closed doors. They might
Whew.
look good in that dress. They might look good in that button down, but make sure that that's not the only thing that you're worried about. You want to make sure, again, we said trust, love, respect. Make sure there's a mental attraction. It should not just be
Yeah.
physical. Make sure that you can have a conversation with this individual that you can't have with someone else. Make sure you get a vibe, a good vibe, a happy vibe with that conversation. And Doris says physical is temporary.
Baby, you better say it 3 times, honey, because people don't realize it
Yes.
makes a difference. I mean, and that's just in the aging process, things change. But I'm also going to say another thing. Stop looking at potential.
Mm.
When you're looking to be with somebody for the rest of your life, potential can potentially mess you up because we tend to think as women that, oh, I'm gonna fix them, or you think, well, when we get married, things will get better or things will change or whatever.
Exactly.
No, ma'am, that's not what happens. If it's jacked up in the beginning, or if it's some areas that you think, oh, well, we can figure this out
Mm.
in the beginning, those things don't automatically become better just because you put a piece of paper with it and a ring to seal the
Right.
deal. Those two things don't make that potential become what you need. And you need to know what you need as a woman. Like Lakeisha said, if it Lakeisha said, honey, them teeth may fall out, honey. You gotta love them beyond it. See, it's so true. It is so many things that can happen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about not only teeth. You got to think about jobs. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about how they
Absolutely.
all these things. You got to think about what happens if he gets sick and you got to start working. Are you in position to do that, or are you okay with that? You got to think long term about, let's just say, worst case scenarios. And
Right.
if in worst case scenarios you still be like, baby, that's my boo, and I'm riding or die, we riding and dying together,
Right.
then maybe that's the person you need to be with. Because
Eh,
if the worst thing you can think about makes you still say that, you know what? If I could do it over again, baby, I would choose you. If that's where you are, then that is something to set up to say, you know what, we're gonna be okay. Look at how somebody treats you when you don't feel well. Are they looking at you crazy like, see, you always mess up something. I thought we were
Right.
gonna go hang out and you always got a headache, or you always tired. You know what I'm saying? Dang, you go to work all the time. You always, you
Yeah,
got to think about what people do and how they treat you on small things in
absolutely.
order to know. Because I'm telling you, a lot of times big things don't people don't trip on. It's them
No.
small things that will catch you up. You know how they say the fine print in the contract,
Right.
baby. Check out a small
That's
thing. Let somebody do something crazy small. Look
true.
at how people treat other people. You know what I'm saying? If you go out to eat and they nasty and dirty and ugly to the people who bring you food, they
Yes,
treat them any kind of way. Pay attention to that.
absolutely.
It's a lot of little things. I'm telling y'all that you got to think about. The rest of your life is a long
Mhm.
time. Hopefully, it's a long time.
Absolutely. And she
You
said
don't want to be
once, right? I'm sorry, I cut you off. But
no.
she specifically said, I'm reading my notes. She said, I only want to marry once.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to what A Love just said to you. If you only want to marry once, all of these things have to take part in that foundation that you are trying to build with that individual. Again, if he treats someone nasty or he's not clean, let me tell you, what does the Bible say? Cleanly is next to godliness.
Godliness, baby. If he dropped them drawers, girl, by the door, and you got to get them all the time, at what point are you going to be like, it's so many things. I'm telling you, you got to think about, because
Uh,
when you are dating and when you're infatuated and when the sex is great, you don't think about all those things.
no,
Let something fall off, whether it's money, whether it is sex,
exactly,
whatever it is. Will
exactly.
that irritate you to the point where you looking at them cross-eyed like, see, I ain't gonna be able to do that. Then you calling all your girlfriends, talking about, girl, see, he done got on my nerve because pay attention to how things, know what triggers you, know what you need, know, like, if you need a provider, then don't go get somebody who fine and all they want to do is play video games all day. You got to know what you need long term. For most women, you want stability, you want security, you want somebody who is, protection minded. You want somebody who can bring out the best in you. You want somebody who supports you in what you do. You want somebody who can encourage your dreams. You want somebody who can see something in you and be like, baby, no, I see this in you. What do you need for me to do to help you get where you're trying to go? You want somebody who is going to lift you up, not bring you down. You want somebody who, when you got to go and do, like Keisha said, yeah, it's a fine print, baby. Pay attention to the fine print, because y'all know the fine print will have you jammed up somewhere. Pay attention to that thing.
That's true. I love that you said that. It is the smaller things, and often, sometimes we are infatuated. Know
Hmm.
the difference between infatuation and love.
Yes.
And that's that fine print that A Love is talking about. And I just want to point out, y'all, she gave me my praises, but you hear how on fire she is tonight. I'm just saying, got to give this woman her flowers because you are thinking outside of the box. But because, again, it's that physical. Oh, he fine. Oh, great. But what is he going to be like later on? Don't be infatuated with the physical that you forget about the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're a Christian, you want to make sure he's aligned. You want to make sure that he's okay with you being a Christian. You don't want someone to deter you from your goals and your faith and whatnot just because they look good. It's more to life than just physical attraction,
It is.
right? It is so much more than just knowing that, oh, I have fun when I hang out with this person. That's great. That's the surface. We're talking about digging down, what they say, in the jungle deep. We try and get you to the jungle deep to make sure that you understand it takes more than just, wanting to say, oh, I can hang out with him, I can chill with him, but can he be your forever? Or can she be your forever person? So our advice, we've said it, listen, have conversations, make sure to be observative. You cannot go wrong if you're evaluating your trust, your love language, making sure that you guys can communicate about things when they go wrong, because A Love said it is the little things. But how can you resolve those things? Are you involved with a person that you can, communicate with when things are just high stress and high intensity? Make sure that you guys can respect each other enough to have those conversations and come out on top with good resolution, rather than taking yourself further into a situation that you can't move past from, because a lot of times it's those simple things that hinder us from moving forward and making good progress with our mate.
And I'm gonna go back and say this. Miss Doris hit it right on the nail on the head when she said, "I'm gonna call 21 questions." Think about what 50 said. If I go from a hoopty to a beans, would you poof
Oh,
and disappear like some of your friends, some of my friends?
yes.
Think about that. Long term, if this man can't drive what he was driving when you got attracted to him, if that shifts and changes, will you still be around, or will you be like, oh, see now, I didn't sign up for this? That ain't your soulmate. You
No,
got to be, what Lakeisha said, your perfect man may look better in a dim light. So don't just look at the external.
external. That's so true. That, in material things, and I want to say this, and I probably get a lot of flack, but this is me. Um, Sometimes we allow material things
Hmm.
to decide how we feel about a person.
Correct. That's true.
As you said, they may not be able to afford those finer things in life 20, 30 years from now. Circumstances may and will change.
Yes.
Circumstances have changed for all of us, you know, and it's important to make sure that you're not with someone because of what they can do for you. Make sure you're with that person for how they make you feel, what they can do for you internally. It was a Tyler Perry, shout out to him, movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, when
Yes.
she said, "What do you do for me?" And she told him, "I carry you." He said, "I carry you in my spirit every day. I carry you with me every day." Make sure that you are with someone that you can carry in your spirit every single day, that you care about them, their well being, if they're having a good day, if someone bothered them. Make sure you're paying attention to those key aspects in life. Because if you're wondering how they're feeling, guess what? If you love them enough and you show them that you give them the love that they need, what do you think they're going to do in return? Give it right back. So you
Baby.
may get those materialistic things that you like or you feel that you may need or want, but most importantly, you're getting love in return to giving love. So it's not it should never be about material aspects in a relationship. Make sure it's mentally and spiritually, because that's going to carry you into prosperity, into growth, and having goals and visions. As A Love, we commented on a couple 2 shows back, we talked about visions. So make sure that you guys can build your vision and not let it be materialistic or things that you're going to have one ups over someone else or this other couple. And I will say this, since I brought that up, learn to never compare yourself with another couple. I
Oh,
see people doing that. Never focus on how well someone else in their relationship is doing, because when you focus on them, you're not focused on you. So when you focus on you and your relationship and what you're trying to build, your relationship is going to be successful and it is going to be your type of perfect.
That's good. That's so good. And I'm
Mm.
gonna tell you, think about it from this perspective. If you and your husband got stranded on an island by yourself, can
Mm.
you live with this man? Can y'all make it? Can you sit back and say, "Baby, what are we doing today? We want to go. We want to go swim in the water. Or you want? We need to catch us some fish. We need to climb this tree. We need to find what are we doing? What is the adventure today? If y'all can be together and you don't need external things to keep you all going, the two of you can just have conversations and it's enough. That is somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with because y'all don't need anything but just the two of you to be happy. So if you lose everything, guess what? Maybe we're gonna get together, we're gonna build it back up. If you
Right.
got everything, baby, what we gonna do? Think about what the next level is, and we're just gonna enjoy the heck out of this lifestyle that we've created for ourselves.
Right.
Whatever it looks like, um, that's somebody that you spend the rest of your life with. Somebody who you ain't gotta have Tom, Dick, Harry, Susan, Mindy, and Michelle, and everybody to make y'all be great together. You know what I'm saying? Or that's the only thing that can keep y'all together. The two of you, if it's nobody else, it's the two of you against the world.
Absolutely.
Y'all can talk throughout the night. Y'all can listen to, you can be vulnerable, you can be transparent, you can share the deepest of the deep with them, and they're not going to look at you cross-eyed and crazy and be like, this fool is crazy. What
Right.
have I got myself into? You want somebody who you can grow with, become better
Mhm.
with, who can, open you up to different things, expose you to,
Yeah.
things that will help the two of you move forward in life and
Yes.
become better.
Mm.
Y'all are better together than you are separately. Those are things that you want to look forward to in being with somebody for the rest of your life. So take some time and, like I said, make sure you're good first and you know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, anybody can come through. Miss Doris said, honey, yes,
Mm.
purpose. Somebody that speaks to your purpose and helps you push it out. You want somebody who supports that, not somebody who be looking at you and belittle, like, oh, you finna go do your little thing again, or there you go with all that foolishness. You want somebody who is going to uplift that and help you, and vice versa. You help them. You be their peace, and they're going to be your peace.
Absolutely. Elevation takes resilience. I tell you that people that every day. You can't elevate a relationship without resilience. There are going to be bumps in the road, but again, as A Love said, you're together. You're not doing it alone. While he's pushing you up, you pull him. You pull him right along with you. It's a collaboration of
Mhm.
teamwork. That's why they call it a marriage. So,
Yes,
A Love, you hit that on the nail, honey. I think we done.
we done. Look, stick a fork in it, baby. We done. Listen, this has been great. And y'all know, again, if y'all have a wife confession, it's anything that you are thinking about that you would like for us to talk about here. This is our perspective. So again, if you need to have some therapy or some further stuff, then let somebody know. But from the aspect of it, this is our viewpoints. Hopefully, people in the audience have contributed as well. Thank you, Miss Doris. We appreciate it. Thanks, Lakeisha. It's a great show. We appreciate it. Listen, we love being here. This is fun for us. And we just want to see everybody how to be in love, and love makes the world go round. So,
Absolutely.
Marie,
All
it
right.
was great, honey. Listen, we did pretty good. Listen, it's just 34, honey. 34 minutes. Look, we normally can push it on to hours. So
Me too. But
this,
you know what? With your words, honey, tonight, as you said, it was done.
all right, everybody. So listen,
All
have a good
right.
night. We will make sure that we tune back in to us next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me just say this: if y'all got a wife confession, go ahead and send that thing in so we can talk about it. Right? You can remain anonymous. You don't even have to put all your information on there. We're not gonna bust it out and say, "Girl, now y'all know who said this, right?" We ain't doing all of that. It's just between you and us as to who it is. But yes, send those in because we love to have them on the show, and it opens up a whole new conversation for somebody else. So your confession could be helpful to somebody else.
Love it.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.